then this program is for you and you should listen up. So talking about healthy living and wellness, one of the most important part of it aspect is lifestyle habits. And when I'm talking about lifestyle habits, I would like to, like, there are pillars. Like if you want to build a house, you need pillars to make it strong. So okay, lifestyle is basically what we do, our day-to-day activities that are not medicine or maybe any form of medication that we take that can help us to live a very healthy life. So I'm going to be using an acronym which is the dreams. Dreams like okay, you're aspiring. Dreams like okay, you slept and then you're dreaming about something. DREAMS.
Okay.
So for the D is the diet. So our diet, which is which can also be referred as the nutrition, is very important. So it's important in the sense that okay, it's what we eat is basically what helps our body system. So health-wise, it's advocated that okay, we should take a plant-based diet. By plant-based diet, I mean food that are from plants.
Okay.
Yes, beans, other form of legumes, yams, and then for the I'm sure all of us are aware of the different classes of food nutrient, the carbohydrate, the protein, the fat and oil, all this from basic schools. Fat is also very important, but there are good source of fat which include the animal source also with granules, cashew nuts. They are good source of fat also. So diet is very, very important. And I think water is also part of diet. And that was why I asked that if you haven't taken water, the last time you took water today is more than 3-4 hours, then you aren't doing well enough, because daily you should be taking at least maybe up to 6 to 8 glasses of water. That's about 6 to 8 sachet water.
A day?
A day, yes.
Wow, 6 to 8.
Yes.
That is a lot of water.
Yes, you heard me correctly. Yes, that's a lot of water, because our daily maintenance is about 3 liters. That's just about 6 sachets water. What we all copy water, that's 6. So if you even want to make sure that you're well hydrated, you should maintain that or slightly go above that. So you should take at least 6 to 8 glasses of water or 4 sachets water in a day. So it's also very important. That's an important aspect of diet, like I mentioned. So moving on to the other important pillar, the R, which is the restorative sleep. By sleep, this sleep, I'm not talking about sleep alone. There's an adjective there, restorative. Like that means from the word a refreshing sleep. And there are ways you know whether you're having a restorative sleep or not. So it's expected that okay, when you go to bed and you're ready to sleep, the time interval between getting ready to sleep and then sleeping up eventually should be less than 30 minutes. There are some people that go to bed and then for like 1 hour or 2 hours before
the sleep have not come.
That's
me actually.
So we really need to work on that, and then maybe you need to see us, and then we'll talk about how you can get a restorative sleep. So that's one. Another thing that can make a sleep not restorative is if you sleep and then you have to wake up intermittently. You can wake up, but if you are waking up in between sleep
to go and pee, to go and lock up the window.
Sometimes people don't even have to go and pee alone. They just wake up for one reason or the other, and then they wake up intermittently. You can actually wake up to go and pee. It's normal.
Okay.
But if you have to wake up and then you have to wake up intermittently, maybe 3 to 4 times, more than twice,
it's a problem.
It's becoming a problem. There's no way the sleep will be adequate that way. And then it's expected that as an adult, we should have at least 7 to 8 hours sleep daily. So if you are not having that, that's not good enough too. Sleep is not laziness, because there's all this misconception that sometimes sleep means you are lazy. No, it doesn't mean you are lazy. It is expected for your body to be replenished. The whole energy you are expended doing different activities during the day, your job and all, for it to be restored. One of the best way, without having to spend on gym, without having to spend on any expensive multivitamin, those are the basic things that can actually prolong life. So also, when you wake up the following morning, you should feel energetic. When you feel energetic after waking up, it means
you had a good sleep.
You had a restorative sleep. I want to make sure that we propagate that adjective, restorative. Like what is diminished has been restored. So yeah, that's that on sleep. And then the he, which is exercise. is also very important.
Okay, before we go to the here,
Right.
let's take it step by step so we won't forget.
All right.
Let's start with the water.
Okay.
Now, there are people, nutritionists, that says that it doesn't have to be ordinary water. What instead of water they say liquid.
Okay.
Take lots of liquid.
Okay.
So, what's the difference between taking lots of water and taking lots of liquid? Because we know water, of course, there is no other substitute for water. Water is water.
Yes.
But when you now say take a lot of liquid, it means you can take water, you can take tea, you can take drinks.
Okay.
You know, so what are the difference? Are they both similar? Are they both necessary for the body? Or let's just stick with the water, that the liquid is a different equation altogether.
All right. Thank you very much once again, the moderator. Yeah, just like you mentioned, while you were asking the question, there is no substitute for water.
Definitely.
It's as simple as that. No substitute. Tea is not a substitute for water. Fine, the basic component is still liquid.
Yes.
But there are still a lot of constituents that made up that tea that might not be healthy for the body. Oh, if you want to go by that, you can say alcohol is also liquid. Liquor is liquid. So, and it's no matter, like even the minute liquor, the least quantity of liquor is not recommended health-wise by the WHO. So, water is water. There is no substitute. If that answers the question.
What of other liquids, other drinks?
Yes.
Maybe juice or carbonated drinks, or I mean, water generally.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like I think I get your point. Like okay, variety is spice of life. You can't say people should actually just do one thing. However, what I'm trying to say is that amidst all this, if you are going to even take any other form of liquid, which is tea, which you can actually take.
Okay.
That water, that's 6 to 8 glass of water in a day, it's very necessary. After that has been established or that has been done on a regular basis,
you can take other liquid if you want.
Liquids can be added if you want, provided there's no contraindication.
So 6 to 7 glasses of water or 4 pure water sachet is a sacrosanct.
Yes,
is a must.
Is a must.
Then every other liquid you can add your varieties, a spice of life situation in it. Okay. Now let's talk about the sleep.
As the case may be.
Okay. Let's talk about the sleep part of it.
Okay.
First of all, we are in a city where sleep is basically a luxury. Where you have to wake up by 4, you get to the house by 9 p.m. and of course you don't just get home and just sleep. You have to do some things in the house. You prepare for the next day's work before sleeping, and then that can take you to like 11 p.m. or midnight sometimes. So the habit in Lagos is, people don't sleep. How do you balance that when you now add also to motivational speakers have made sleep look like a disease? Motivational speakers will say if you sleep 7-8 hours a day in 10 years, you've slept 10 years of your life, and that 10 years is good enough for you to make millions. So how do you now reorientate people that have had an initial orientation of you're living in Lagos, so 3-4 hours of sleep is enough, and juxtapose the motivational speakers that keep telling people that too much sleep is bad for you wealth wise?
Yeah, thank you very much. Like I mentioned, sleep is not luxury. Like contrary to the popular misconception, it's not luxury. It's I just put it in the perspective of you having a car and then probably use the car for Uber, because that makes you use the car more. So the fact that you use it for Uber and it's
use it for commercial purpose
and it's yours, like the source of livelihood, doesn't mean that you shouldn't maintain or allow that car to rest. If you don't allow that car to rest, eventually
to break
that
down.
car is going to break down. So where will the source of income come in? So that analogy explains why, okay, there are a lot of misconceptions, and that's why this program is very important. There are some notions that need to be corrected. Sleep is not laziness. Sleep has a lot of benefits, a lot. It is when we sleep that cells are rejuvenated, and all those kind of things like this prevent cancer, prevent mood disorders, depression. So I think what we need to understand the benefits, because when people don't understand the benefit of sleep, that's when they allow some of these misconceptions to creep in. Once you understand how beneficial sleep is to it, even allow optimal it optimizes us, like
optimal performance.
Optimal performance. When you thank you very much. When you have a good sleep and then you're at work the following day, you are charged, especially restorative. You are charged, and then you tend to discharge your duty more efficiently. So I think the misconception needs to be corrected, and the most important thing is that people should understand all the benefit of sleep in terms of mental, in terms of disease prevention.
Okay. What about people like us that are very, very light sleepers? I mean, like, I wake up at the slightest of sound. You know, I as you mentioned earlier on, when I go to bed, it takes me an hour, sometime more, for me to finally fall asleep. I practically had to force myself to sleep, and then the slightest of sound, I'm up. And it's been like that for years. I've grown used to that.
Wow.
So is that a problem?
Yeah.
Because before now, I thought me being a light sleeper is a good thing. It means even in my sleep, I'm vigilant. So coming to hear now that you have to have a serious deep sleep, you know.
All right. Thank you. Old habit, they say die hard. Like you mentioned, you have actually been used to it, but it doesn't mean it's a good habit.
Okay.
So now it's important to change, and this is where sleep hygiene comes in. This is where sleep hygiene comes in. So, from what you mentioned, the characteristics you mentioned, I'm not sure you're having a very good a restorative sleep, like I mentioned. So, what we need to do now is to work on the sleep hygiene.
Okay.
So, sleep hygiene, which includes making sure you have a schedule. That's one of the first things. You need to have a schedule, a routine of when you want to sleep, because the brain has the way it is programmed. There's something they call circadian rhythm.
Okay.
Like, I don't know if you notice that, if you wake up at a particular time, sometimes maybe the following day you wake up around that time, even without you setting your alarm.
Muscle memory.
Yes, exactly. So
it works with routine.
Yes, there's the way the body works with routine. So having a schedule is very, very important. If you have a schedule that's this is when you go to bed, you kind of reprogram your body system. That's one. Making sure you mentioned the slightest noise. One of the most key
slightest sound.
Rather. One of the key features of sleep hygiene is to make sure that everywhere is quiet. Light off. Very important. Light off. And then make sure that there's no form of distraction whatsoever.
Yeah, I'm living with neighbors, so neighbor opens his or her door and I'm up.
Yeah. So
NEPA brings like the siren. If despite how far it is, once it enters my ear, I'm off.
So like measures should be taken to actually minimize all those interferences. Neighbors, in terms of the siren, if you have to maybe reduce the volume of the siren, or you have to stop the siren if it does disturb your sleep, because it's more important for you to have a good sleep than the siren just.
No, and I'm going to have a
and
fight.
And then the light, like you mentioned, the light doesn't have, like, so people have like sleeping with light on, but it's not advocated.
It's better to sleep light off.
It's kind of, there's an hormone, the melatonin, that is produced when it's dark. That's why most time at night we fall asleep, because of the changing weather, the darkness. So when you put yourself in that kind of situation, to it allow more secretion, and then makes the body more relaxed, and then tend to sleep better.
What about siesta? Is it necessary?
Yes.
Afternoon sleep.
Yes, like the 7 to 8 hours sleep, it's in totality of 24 hours.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Okay.
Yes.
So all the 7-8 hours doesn't have to be at night.
Yes, that's like the total is the minimum of a good sleep that you should have as an
So
adult.
so you can have like a 2 hour sleep in the afternoon and a 5 hour sleep at night, and that's okay.
Yes. As
Okay.
long as it meets those criteria of a restorative sleep, you can have a nap and then you feel very energetic after you just even had a nap. Not to talk of a proper siesta.
Okay. Well, you were talking about the H part of the, is it H or E part of the conversation?
Okay, so yes, moving on to the he, which is the exercise. So exercise is also very important, and like I mentioned earlier, it doesn't have to do with an expensive gym subscription. No,
Okay.
you don't need that to actually do most of the things you need to live healthy are absolutely free. So for the exercise, it's advocated like, okay, a walk for like at least 30 minutes a day
Okay.
for 5 days in a week. It's what is advocated. It's
Really?
yes.
So no gym needed.
You don't necessarily have to go to gym to actually
Lifting of weights
No,
and-
no. Those ones are for different reasons. Oh, people, athletes who wants to build their muscles and everything. But
Okay.
for you to live it like
A normal, healthy life.
life, spend calorie, having at least.
Can house chores be considered that exercise?
Yes, how short can be considered an exercise? It can be considered an exercise because you don't like as simple as trekking from your house to the bus stop, depending on the time. But most time it's always like just be conscious of the timing.
Okay.
At least 30 minutes walk in at least 5 days a week. It's the barest minimum. It's good for your heart health.
Okay.
Yeah. So moving on to the next pillar, which is the hay, which is avoidance of toxic substances.
Okay.
So avoidance of toxic substance plays a lot of role when it comes to
Health hazards and all
hazards and all that. So toxic substances like cigarettes, it's like there's a postulation that a stick of cigarettes, per stick of cigarette smoke, there's like 11 minutes reduction in our
Lifespan.
life expectancy. So
Wow.
yeah, and then the risk of cancer, other toxic substances include alcohol, and among other toxic
But
substances.
there are some medical practitioners that have said alcohol is good for the body, just not excess of it. A little is okay. I've heard some medical practitioners say that.
Yeah, I'm sure you must. Maybe you heard it. Maybe 20 years ago.
So times have changed.
Times have changed.
So even a drop of
Even a drop of
alcohol is not good for your
it's
body.
not good for your body.
Oh, that's interesting.
You can quote me.
Okay, I will. Okay,
So,
go ahead.
Yeah. So, and then amongst other toxic substances that are taken by youths, the codeine, the phenol, the different names, the agbo-jedis, even the herbal concoction that you're not sure of where it's produced, is a toxic substance to the body because it is not regulated.
What about aphrodisiacs?
Aphrodisiac, yes, because especially if they are not.
It has to be prescribed.
It has to be prescribed.
Okay.
Exactly. Especially if they are not, so like because a lot of people take up those substances for different reasons, which include sexual performances, amongst other things, change their mood, the way they feel, and everything. So toxic substance avoidance is also very important. So and then to the hem, which is the mental health well-being.
Okay.
It's also very important. Health is not just something physical. It's not the hypertension alone. It's not.
It's also mental.
It's mental. If someone is not okay psychologically, there's no way one can function. Even like for instance, a good bank alert or a good home in terms of marriage or support system, it goes a long way in the way people feel, and then in terms of their performance and efficacy in whatever they do. So it's very, very, very important. Mental well-being. You don't need to choke it all up. You just need to talk to someone about it. It doesn't make you like trying to choke it up. It doesn't make you strong. Just talk to someone. It's very, very, and then the last part is stress management.
Okay. Now, before we talk about the stress management, we're talking about avoidance. Now, despite the fact that maybe someone don't smoke, what about neighbors that smoke and the smell? Is that does that affect the body?
Yes, it's as dangerous as smoking itself.
Really?
Yeah, I'll call them passive smokers. So if you are always around where there's smoke or a smoker, you can also be referred to as a smoker.
Wahala. Okay, let's go to the next one.
Okay, so avoidance of stress and then social connectedness.
Okay.
Like, people getting involved, like
social activities,
socializing.
To,
you don't just have to stay at home.
Mingle with
friends, even if it's church, join groups. If it's drama, if it's fellowship, you interact with people.
Does that include party, clubs?
Yes, you can go to club, you can party.
Okay.
It's
just social activities, interact with people, neighbors,
neighbors,
church members,
interact with people, join
associations.
So social connectedness is also very important because it takes away a lot of stress in our body.
But that's difficult in this day and age with social media. Does online friendship count, or does it have to be in person or physical connection?
And that's where the challenge comes in, because because of
video calls.
Video calls can suffice, but I think physical is much better. Social media can even indirectly promote sedentary lifestyle, because if you are seated on your couch all day pressing your phone, you're actually,
there is no exercise
there's no exercise, and then there's actually really no social connection, so to speak, in a way. Those are the disadvantages. So it comes with some slight advantage and disadvantage. So I think physical is much more better. You have to move, and then people can actually read. Like when you talk to people, even the non-verbal signals, they can actually see it and then try to ask questions, unlike when you are alone.
Okay, there's this part, the care guardian. We have about 2 minutes to go. We use 1 minute to quickly talk to us about care guardians, and what does that mean?
Okay, care guardians. It's about the other preventive measures that should be taken, which I've talked about in the when I was talking about the lifestyle, and also apart from it's also like it includes other measures that can be taken, like doing proper screening, preventive measures, getting screened for diseases.
Preventive care guidance.
Getting vaccines. It doesn't have to be
go for medical
checkup. Medical checkup. It can be very cheap.
But we're also at a time where we have a lot of vaccine skeptics, where we have a lot of conspiracy theories that this social vaccine causes makes you to be sterile, makes you to we've had different conspiracy theories. And some of them coming from even health practitioners, which kind of makes the talk about vaccine, it becomes null and void, as it were.
Yes, I agree with you. There's no new advancement in medicine that doesn't have controversies. And that's why they all have to go through different stages of testing until they are administered or accepted. So for vaccines, yes, there are conspiracies about different vaccines, but most of the vaccines that have been administered have actually been tested and have been proven to be beneficial to people. So most of these vaccines don't really have some of these disadvantages people mention. For instance, the hepatitis B vaccine, a lot of people just accidentally from pre-employment screening discover that they are hepatitis B positive, which is a very deadly virus, and then because of what it causes liver cancer and some other complications in the body system when they are infected. But funny enough, this infection is 99% preventable if you have the vaccine. So why do people get infected when they can actually get vaccine, and then there's even a way you can actually know if the vaccine is effective already, and then you are protected. So elderly, and it doesn't have to do with children, because most of these conspiracies are about children and stuff. Even adults, elderly, some of them are prone to this flu. There are different age group vaccines. For women, cervical cancer vaccine, there are a lot of patients coming down with cervical cancer disease, and there's vaccine to prevent that also. Prostate also in men, very important screening.
Time is really against us, but let's round up with a question here. Good afternoon, Solomon, and your special guest in the studio. My question is, what's the cost of swelling? Well, this is not exactly what we're talking about today, but we can as well answer. What's the cost of swelling jaw? And why does it need surgery? And what can we do to prevent it? This Austin from Ejigbo, Lagos.
Thank you very much, Austin.
Austin, yes.
Austin from Ejigbo. Yeah, there are a lot of causes of swollen jaw. A lot of causes. When you're talking about swelling can be from the skin, it can be from the layers under the skin, it can be from the tooth, which is a major part of the jaw. So what I would just advise is that
you can only know the exact cause from examination.
Yes, you can know the exact cause from examination. So I would just advise you to see a doctor. You can see a family doctor, and then from there.
But how can you prevent it?
There, like I mentioned, there are different causes. So oral hygiene, and that's one important aspect of preventive measures that I actually didn't mention before. Dental care. A lot of people some people have never even seen a dentist before in their life, and this is something that people that we should be seeing to examine us at least every 6 months.
Wow.
So it's very important because oral hygiene is very important. There are so many infections of the heart that can come from the mouth or the tooth itself, so it's also very important.
Yeah. Okay, Dr. Oluwaseyi, thank you very much for your time. It was a pleasure talking to you. It was very educative and informative section. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much. My pleasure.
That was Odekunle Samuel Oluwaseyi, Senior Registrar Family Medicine at the Lagos State University Teaching Hospital. Today's focus was healthy living and sustaining wellness lifestyle habits, routine checkups, and preventive care guidance. Well, if you missed us today, next week Wednesday is another time for you to join us 1 to 1:30 on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. I am Solomon of FEM, signing out. The new matters will be up next with Chioma Innocent.